What's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of Smash JT. In this episode, we're going to be talking about my friend over here, Super Mario Maker 2 on the Nintendo Switch. This game, there's not enough good things that I can say about it. It has everything the original Mario Maker had, and then some, but not even just the additional parts to the courses, the extra things you're able to do and how you can implement them and what you can change that you couldn't do in the original, but this one adds a single player mode, and that experience in itself is completely mind-blowing. But it doesn't even stop there. My favorite part about this game, not even level creation, not even playing my friends' levels, not even trying to get the fastest time, not even playing the single player, but the multiplayer competitive scene online mode, playing with a bunch of random people. That is what really hooked me to Super Mario Maker 2. I have barely just scratched the surface with this game. I know a lot of people rush to get their reviews out there because I guess that's what you do to get views on YouTube, but I didn't want to rush it. I wanted to take my time and savor this game, and honestly, after basically what feels like playing it 24 hours straight for the last 4 days, I can tell you guys beyond a shadow of a doubt, this game is absolutely gigantic. It is impossible to give a full review of this game right now because there's just so much to it. When it comes to Super Mario Maker 2, it's honestly one of the best games Nintendo has ever made. And that's not something to be taken lightly, because if you've been gaming for any longer than 1 or 2 years, you would know that Nintendo has made some of the greatest video game experiences in the history of humanity. But with Mario Maker 2, it opens up an entirely new level of gameplay. Something that the original Super Mario Maker did fairly well. Mario Maker 2 improves on every facet and includes tons of new game modes. There are just not enough good things that I can say about Super Mario Maker 2. It's an instant classic. It is a system seller. It may be the greatest game on the Nintendo Switch. Coming from someone who said Breath of the Wild is untouchable, and I love Mario Odyssey, don't get me wrong. But Super Mario Maker 2 has far more staying power, far more replayability, far more different things that you can do in it than any game I have ever played before in the past. And like I said at the beginning, I'm just scratching the surface with this title. It's a little bit scary and intimidating at first with all that you can do in it. But in that intimidation, the unknown of what you can do and how far it can go, there's a lot of excitement to behold here. It's kind of like I'm a kid again and able to play with my Legos and build whatever I want and bring it to life with a video game with Mario as the main star of it. Super Mario Maker 2, do not get it twisted. This game is one of the greatest games ever created, and I feel like right now it's a little bit early and a lot of people might be throwing around some pretty big superlatives, myself included, but as time goes by, this title is going to be looked at more and more as a game that has defined a generation with everything you're able to do in it and what Nintendo plans to be adding as far as multiplayer with friends online. Can't believe that wasn't there from the get-go, but at least Nintendo listened to the audience, the fans that were saying, what the hell? How is this not a part of it? Nintendo is going to be fixing that. So even the parts that come up short, Nintendo is going to be adding in things that fans have demanded, everything people have wanted, from slopes to having the angry sun to having different types of levels and the Super Mario 3D World graphic palette, along with a ton of other things they've added and more surely to be coming. I'm curious to see if they're going to add more game modes. Something I would have loved to see, and I said this before the game even came out, was the original Super Mario Bros. 2 Doki Doki Panic graphic style. That's something that everybody I know would be interested in getting. Something that Nintendo could make a good amount of money on based off the sales of Mario Maker 2 itself. Hell, even if they added it as, say, a $20 DLC, even if people feel like that's overpriced, I wouldn't, but some people might. Look at Super Mario Maker 2's sales. This thing has sold double what the original Mario Maker did in the first week, according to Eurogamer. Double! And now I know people hear that and say, well, yeah, the original one's on the Wii U, so it didn't sell that well. it still sold very well on the Wii U. The small install base had a high percentage of attachment to the original Mario Maker. So double the sales in the first week for Mario Maker 2. For physical copies, that doesn't even talk about the rise in digital sales. I know a lot of people that got this digitally as well. Nintendo's sitting pretty right now. Lots of money has been made, lots of potential and possibilities in the future. There's so many good things to say about this. I am just genuinely happy. I wanted to make a video being happy about a game. Instead of focusing on negatives, instead of focusing on things that irritate me, I had to take a step back and say, you know what? I'm gonna be happy about something for once. I'm gonna talk about how Mario Maker 2 changed my life as a gamer, because all I can think about is going back, creating different levels, playing my friends' levels, playing competitive multiplayer, being hooked on every aspect of this, and I'm still playing through the single player mode. I just can't get enough of it. Super Mario Maker 2 is a definite must-buy. Day one purchase for anyone new to buying a Nintendo Switch. This needs to be owned by everybody who owns a Switch. It's one of those games that even if you don't like level creation, even if it sounds really boring and generic and something that would waste your time, the best part about it is you don't even have to touch on level creation to have a blast with this game. The endless supply of user-created levels for you to play through at your leisure. The ability to play through a single-player campaign mode that's been fleshed out so well that that single player campaign mode stands on its own as a full game experience. Not to mention the multiplayer that I keep going back to competitively, and the co-op local gameplay is just, there's so much you can do with this game outside of level creation that it truly is the game to end all games. I can only imagine how deep this rabbit hole goes. Can't wait to see what DLC gets added to this, because based off the sales, it's already a foregone conclusion that we're going to be getting some additions to this game. So far, I've only created one level, and it only took me a few hours to be happy with the end result, using a bunch of random assets and putting them in a way that feels kind of like a puzzle but also rewards the player, makes them feel like they accomplished something. When they beat the level, I will put the code for that in the description below for anybody else who wants to try it. Right now, I believe the current record holder for it is Tark's Gauntlet with the time, and I think he did it in like 25 seconds or something. He showed me the video on Twitter. I was blown away. I couldn't even beat my level as fast as he did. So definitely check that one out. That's one of the best parts about this game, is not just being able to create the levels, but share them with the community and have that experience together of, we made this and we're playing it. This is our thing. It feels very special and unique to everyone that gets to play it. So far, I've played a couple of levels from the community. Tark's Gauntlet and I Am Shifty come to mind. Both of these user-generated levels, the creations they've made me think in ways I never thought I'd play a Mario game in the past. It had critical thinking, challenging, struggling, frustrating, areas of games that a professional Nintendo creator would never put in a level, but in a way, that's kind of the charm to it. It's not a super professional level. It has some quirks to it. It has these parts of the level that shouldn't normally be in the level, but because of them being there, they make you think in a completely different way to overcome the obstacles. I'm going to be creating more levels. I'll be sharing them via social media on Twitter and sometimes even the Smash JT Facebook fan page. I'll put them on that as well. Links will be in the description below for all of that fun stuff. But again, if you have a Switch, get Mario Maker 2. If you don't have a Switch, highly recommend getting one to play Mario Maker 2. And hey, maybe hold out for that mini Switch, because I keep hearing more and more rumors that that thing is coming before the end of 2019. You can really tell Nintendo took their time and made this game as good as they possibly could. Is it perfect? No, but the little shortcomings it does have are being worked on by them right now, and there's a ton of stuff they'll be adding. Anyways, I'm going to leave the video right there, but in the comments, feel free to post your level code, and if I get the time, I'd be happy to check it out. This game is endless supplies of fun, and honestly, I'm going to stop making this video so I can go back to playing more of it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.